Mike, what have you observed about Bill and the tone around him and from him this week?
Good morning, Greeny. I would say Bill Belichick has set a surprising tone this week, and I'd take you right inside the Patriots media interview room yesterday. And Greeny, when that door swung open and Bill Belichick walked through, it's not a stretch to say there was some tension in that room. We were wondering how he was going to approach this, and he stepped up, he smiled, and he said, "What's going on? Got any stories?" And you're thinking to yourself, Bill Belichick? Humor this week with Tom Brady coming to town? Greeny, we were all surprised in the room at that reaction that Bill Belichick addressed it with humor and then, of course, walked off, and it was time to get to work.
And I'll ask a former Patriot seated to my left in a couple of minutes how we should interpret that. But let's talk about the football team, because it's one thing how he handles the media. How are the Patriots preparing for this week facing their legendary former QB?
Well, short but sweet, and I'm going to go X's and O's on you here, Greeny, with the defense. Devin McCourty, Patriots safety and longtime captain, said there's no defense that Tom Brady hasn't seen. There's nothing that they can do that he doesn't know about, especially against this defense, which he practiced against for 20 years. So Devin said that the Patriots just have to make plays when the opportunities present themselves, especially in the red zone where they've struggled, and they know they're also going to see their old friend, Rob Gronkowski.
Mike Reese talking about how Bill has set sort of a jovial tone, at least publicly this week. How should we read that?
Well, I think that Bill understands the magnitude of this moment. He understands that, look, we're the biggest show in town this week. There is no other game that anyone's really talking about but that game right there. And so I think Bill is kind of setting the tone, setting the mood for the week, knowing that the media is going to bombard him with a lot of things. But make no mistake about it, Bill wants this one bad. Behind the scenes, Bill is going to let these guys know, and all the players know in that building, how bad that Bill wants to beat Tom Brady in this game. So yes, Bill put up a front of, in this jovial mood, but behind the scenes, there's a killer behind the scenes in Bill Belichick that wants to get this game.
For sure. Yeah, we've talked so much about the emotions of this game. But Louis, let me come to you quickly here, because at some point we do start talking about the chess match. We do start talking about the X's and O's. And you just heard Mike Reese alluding to some of what we know about the Patriots' defensive plans against an offense that they know extraordinarily well. What can that defense do to slow down the high-flying Bucs?
They will do what they have always done, and what Bill, from a philosophical standpoint, tried to get done when he was with the New York Giants, what he tried to get done when he was with the Cleveland Browns, the New York Jets, and then the New England Patriots. He is going to defend it inside out. Woody knows this. Bart knows this as a defensive player. He wants to own the area between the numbers, which means this. Gronk, you can't run in the middle of the field uncontested. We're not going to let you just come off the line and own the middle of the field like you used to for me, like you used to just bludgeon people when you were with me. Tom, you can't just throw it to him in the middle of the field like you used to with me. We're not just going to have that play action pass, quick pop pass over the middle, and it's 15 yards, first down, first down, first down. I'm going to try and take that away from you. I'm going to try and take that away from you from jamming him up at the line of scrimmage, making sure you hit him as he's passing through to the second level, and trying to hit him legally as hard as you possibly can if he does catch it. And with Brady, it's about assaulting the pocket, assaulting the A and B gaps, and making Tom move. He knows that he doesn't like that, and you know that that's where he's going to design a lot of his pressures. He has to take that area of the field away, because if he doesn't, and Tom is able to live there like he has for 20-plus years, it's going to be game over.
Louis, the problem is he bringing a knife to a gunfight. You know what I mean? And listen, you got to understand, yeah, you can take Rob away, but then Mike Evans is going to eat. You can't double everybody, right? And when Rob Gronkowski, OJ the Juice Man, Cameron Braid is there, yeah, he has to pick his poison. He has to change that every time. This time the double's going here. This time it's about this guy, but that's Tom Brady on the other side. He knows not only the defense that you're in, he knows the tendencies of the players, right? We always know, okay, well, when he blitzing, he always look this way. Or when he does it, everybody has tails. Who would know better than Tom Brady what the tails of that defense is, because he's faced those guys for 20 years. You know, listen, this is going to be a personal game, not only for Brady, but for Rob Gronkowski. Listen, Rob Gronkowski said, I'd rather not play football than play in New England. You don't think he want to come back and do a Gronk spike right there? You don't think Antonio Brown said, hey, you could have kept me, Tom wanted me back, but y'all got me up out of here? They're going to be jacked up on Mountain Dew. And listen, the problem is, and what's going underreported, is the fact that the Patriots are going to find themselves 1-3 without facing the Buffalo Bills yet, who is totally better than everybody within that division. They can find themselves out very short order, looking at the outside, looking in for the playoffs, and even being in contention. That's something that we've never seen 2 years in a row. I see you laughing at him. Let me tell you something. It happens early.
Shefty, go ahead.
Hey, listen, that's a tall order, facing Tampa off a loss on Sunday night with the stakes being what they are. And if New England were to fall to 1-3 with the idea that Buffalo would be next, that would be a tough spot for the young rookie quarterback Mac Jones. But I think on Sunday night here, I know it's just basically simple, but I don't think there's ever been in the history of the NFL a more anticipated regular season matchup ever. We've never seen a quarterback with 6 Super Bowl wins in one place go back to a place that he played in for 20 years after he won a Super Bowl with that team against a legendary coach in the stadium where he made his name. I mean, all the things, all the storylines make this the most anticipated regular season game in NFL history.
That is correct. I don't think that's overstating it at all. I mean, Montana never went back to San Francisco. He never played against Bill Walsh, and even if he had, he was too shy of what we had here. And as Lewis made the point earlier, they were 3 plays away from winning 9 championships together. But let me ask you this. If Belichick knows the offense, I mean, he's up there at the press conference saying they're running the same offense that we're running over here. Is that an advantage? Bill's a great defensive coordinator. Can he? If the Rams just did it, can he shut them down?
Listen. Nothing. I put nothing past Bill Belichick. I mean, listen.
You just want your key card to keep working in New England.
That's
all you do. Come on, stop it, man. Stop it, D-Wood.
Listen,
Man,
Bill's the greatest defensive mind ever, okay? And the fact that everyone runs a version of something. You know this, Bart. Nobody's out there inventing new schemes. If Bill has a key tip on things, he's going to exploit it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.